welcome back. It's a little after 6:30 in the morning and I decided that I was going to do a get ready with me this morning. So, enjoy! Okay, I already have my face already moisturized and all that kind of skincare stuff. So I'm just going to start out with my primer. I've been enjoying the Rimmel Lasting Finish primer. I've been using this for a few years now. I really like it. It's probably like my everyday primer, my favorite one. I really like the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer as well, but that's expensive, so that's like a special occasions primer that I use. Oh, so today is a different day for us. My husband normally leaves the house at just after 5 in the morning to go to work. So usually I'm up at 6 and I don't even get ready. Like, I get dressed, do my hair, make it presentable as much as possible, and start making lunches and all that kind of stuff for the kids. And I'm on my own doing that. So usually I don't even do makeup if I'm doing it until my 1-year-old goes for a nap around 11 o'clock in the morning. But today, because my husband is home, he took the day off, so I'm able to actually get ready in the morning first thing. So that's kind of nice. I'm just gonna, I am not at my vanity, just so you know. I don't have room to film up in my bedroom where my vanity is, so I brought everything down to the storage room where I film. So if you hear a clunk or two, it's just me throwing the stuff back in a box to bring back upstairs. And oh, my eyes are not enjoying the bright lights this morning at all. Oh dear. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, my husband has the day off. It's the day before Good Friday, which is a stat holiday here in Canada anyway. So he took today off because our kids have something at school called Snuggle Up and Read. So the parents come in and they read with the kids for a little bit. And then there's some kind of program or presentation afterwards. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but so he took the day off so that I could be with my daughter and he could be with our son, because it's only the primary grades that are getting it. So, and I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 for foundation. This is 01 Creamy Vanilla. And I actually didn't like this at first, but I was using it with a brush, and now that I use it with a sponge, I like it a lot better. It's very yellow, which I don't mind. I have yellow undertones in my skin anyway, so I can pull it off, but I can see why some people would have problems with it working for them, especially if this is 01. I think I heard that they brought out new colors, but I haven't seen any in here in Canada yet, so maybe they're coming, maybe they're not, I don't know. So yeah, so today, that's this afternoon, the Snuggle Up and Read that's going on, so that's kind of cool, and my kids are so excited. My daughter is so excited to have that I get to come to her class and everything, and I don't think my son actually realizes what's going on. He's only in junior kindergarten, so I think we said something about going to the school, but he's more interested in the fact that he gets to wear his pajamas to school, so it's a pajama day. So he is really excited about that. And for me, I'm excited to go to the school and, you know, have this little experience with them, and that they'll, you know, I'm excited that they're excited and everything. And my older daughter, my 9-year-old, the parents aren't doing Snuggle Up and Read with them. The older kids are going to be reading with any of the younger kids in the school that don't have a parent or grandparent that can come in and read with them. So that's what she'll be doing. So that's kind of cool. And they get to wear their pajamas today too. And so this morning, once the kids are all in school, we still have our 1-year-old at home. But my husband and I are going to go for breakfast, which is so nice because we never get to do that. There's a place here, I know it's a chain within Ontario at least. I'm not sure if it's elsewhere in Canada or in the States as well, but it's called Cora's. And they have, oh, it's so good. It's not just your traditional go in and get your tremendous 12 pancakes and bacon and eggs and sausage and hash browns and all that kind of stuff. Like they have like all kinds of beautiful plates that they bring to you. And one of my favorite things to have for breakfast that I don't usually make for myself is eggs Benedict, but they always put a twist on it. Like I think the one time it had Swiss cheese and asparagus on it, and then they bring this like fruit platter with it and just arranged beautifully, and oh, it tastes so good. So I am looking forward to enjoying that today. That'll be really, really nice. So I am going to use concealer next, and I have been using these Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers. I have C5 and C2 here right now. I really, really like these. I know people are saying it's comparable to Tarte Shape Tape, and honestly I couldn't tell you. I've never used it. It's not available here in Canada. In order for me to get it, I have to order it from Ulta. Which means I have to pay international shipping fees, which means I have to possibly pay duty and taxes and customs and all that kind of stuff. And it's already a pricey concealer to begin with, so I have no desire to try and pick that thing up. But I ordered these from the Tan Beauty website in the UK, and I have really been enjoying how they work. I use two colors. I just use a more, what's the word? It's hard to think this early in the morning. I use color that is closer to my actual skin tone, kind of on where my darkness is more. And then I use the lighter color just to kind of brighten it all up a little bit. And I just kind of mix it all up. So yeah, so we're going for breakfast. I'm looking forward to that. And then my son's birthday is coming up, and he will be 5 next week. And he wants a Paw Patrol cake. Oh, I got concealer in my lashes. He wants a Paw Patrol cake, a chase cake. He scared me the other day because I was kind of like, I had bought some stuff for it because, okay, back. Rewind. Last year he also, was it last year? Yeah, last year he also had a Paw Patrol cake, and we just ordered it from Walmart, I think, and it was just one of those kits that they put on it, and it had Marshall on it and everything. It was a great cake, and he loved it. But they haven't changed the kit at all, so if we got him another Paw Patrol cake, then it would just end up being the same one as last year. So at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and make a cake, and I was looking it up on Pinterest because I was watching you know, have you seen the show Nailed It on Netflix? It's hilarious. It's one of those shows where they take projects that people see, like from Pinterest or whatever, and they try and recreate it, and it's like a little competition between 3 people, and you can win like 10 grand or something like that. So I had been watching that and decided I can go on Pinterest and I can make a cake. And then I was just like, Leia, snap out of it. You're not going to make a cake. So I decided that we were just going to, I found on Amazon a set of the Paw Patrol characters, which he already has most of them anyway, but they were just small ones. So I'm like, oh, we'll go to the store and I'll just get them to make a big slab with happy birthday or happy 5th birthday on it in blue, and then I can put these characters around it. And then I'm going to go to Bulk Barn. They carry a lot of cake decorating things, and I was going to just get like some blue and red little decorations, like not sparkles, but like the little dots and stuff like that, just to kind of decorate the cake with that way. Because I figured, oh, then he gets his Paw Patrol cake, and the cake itself will be cheaper when we buy it because it won't have that kit on it. And I bought off Amazon, I think it was $15 for all 6 characters. And he can have them afterwards to play with because he loves playing with his Paw Patrol stuff. Like, yeah, he loves it. So I thought I was going to do that for his birthday. I'm glad I snapped out of making a cake because his birthday is actually a Friday evening this year. And I don't need the stress of, oh, I got something stuck there. I don't need the stress of trying to get a cake ready. If it was on a Saturday or Sunday, then I'd have a little bit more time. But to work on it during the week, yeah, no, I'm not interested. On my eyes, I used the Mega Glow Contouring Palette by Wet n Wild. I actually, about 10 minutes after I brought this home, it fell on the floor and the contouring side the side smashed to bits and pieces, but this side I really enjoy for under my eyes. So that's what I used. So that's another thing we're going to do today is we're going to go to Bulk Barn, which has a lot of cake decorating supplies and stuff like that. And I'm going to pick up some of those things for the cake after we eat. And then after that, we are driving and going to a place to look at pools. We kind of made the decision that we were gonna put a pool in this summer, well, this spring. I told my husband that we need to get it done sooner rather than later because he's going to install it himself. He's done it before with a friend of his for our neighbor's pool, and so he did that, and he's got a couple other friends and everything who have agreed to help, and it costs more to get the pool actually installed than to buy the pool. So that is why we're doing that, to save half the cost of it. And it's just an above ground. We don't have the kind of money to put an in-ground pool in, but so today we're going to go to the one place that my husband has been talking to. We're going to go see what they have, and I'm ready to like just pay for it and get it done because I know my husband, he'll hum and haw, it'll be 6 weeks later and we probably won't have picked it out yet, and he still needs to like prep the ground and dig it out and put sand down, and then he'll have to actually put the pool up, and then he's going to build a deck around it. So I'm like, if we start in April, then maybe by June the pool will be ready to use, right? So I'm kind of being pushy about it a little bit, and today was perfect because he's home. I just used to set just in this area, I used the Rimmel Stay Matte. I love this powder. This is in the shade Natural. I'm a very heavy-handed person when it comes to powder. My eyes are still watering. I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to powder. Just I don't like a sticky base on my face at all. I want it to be nice and smooth feeling and everything, so I sometimes overdo it with powder. I mean, I got a couple more here to add. That's what I like. So I really enjoy the Stay Matte because I go through it quite quickly, like every 6 weeks or so. So it's kind of nice that it's only like $6 or something like that. It's not expensive to repurchase. And then I'm gonna, on the rest of my face, I'm gonna use this Milani Illuminating Face Powder. And I actually bought this, and this is in the shade Amber Nectar. But I actually purchased this thinking it was like a blush. So pretty. I thought, oh, it'll be like a blushy bronzer kind of thing. And then I'm using it and I'm like, there's no color payoff. What is wrong with this? It's awful. I was trying like different tips and tricks I have for getting stuff that's not pigmented to work, and nothing was working. And then I'm watching Tiffany Dawn here on YouTube, and she was doing a declutter, I think it was, of all her blushes. And she pulled this out and she was like, yeah, I thought this was I think she thought it was maybe a bronzer or maybe a blush. I don't know. She's like, but it's actually a face powder. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, I think that's the color I have, or yeah, the product that I have that I've been using and trying to use as a blush. So I pulled it out and looked at it, and sure enough, I'm not sure if it's the same shade or not, but yeah, illuminating face powder. And I really like it. It's not illuminating like super at all. It just, I don't know, I like it better than the Stay Matte on the rest of my face, and I had it, so I used it and I've been enjoying it. I'd actually, if I ran out of this, I would get it again. And it's really firmly pressed. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Like, I really gotta kind of go in with it a lot. Make sure that's not tacky. I still feel a bit tacky. Press it in. So where was I? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the pool. So yeah, today we're going to go to the pool store and look at it and hopefully pay for that, because I'm excited and I want to get it done before we come to our senses and change our minds probably, right? So no, actually it's a good thing. It's something, we don't go away a lot and travel. It's just something, especially with the kids, even before kids, my husband and I didn't travel a whole lot. So it'll just be something nice because we don't go on vacation, and during the day I don't have a vehicle because we only have the van. And so if my husband is at work, which he normally is, oh, furnace is starting. But when my husband, we have no vehicle, so that means during the day, during the summer, you know, we're stuck here. And we tried walking to the local splash pad and stuff, but it's a long walk. Like, by the time we got there, we were exhausted. And to be honest, it's not the nicest one. It's not the best well kept. It's kind of, it's not run down, but then there's probably only a few people that do it, but it's not, there's always broken glass and all that kind of stuff all around, from kids misbehaving there, and by kids I mean like probably teenagers or maybe irresponsible adults and everything, going out there and partying and whatever. And it's far enough away that it's not an issue for us in our neighborhood or anything like that, but it's the closest one we have. It takes about 45 minutes for us all to walk there, and it's just, I don't like taking the kids there or anything like that. When you have to keep your flip-flops on the entire time you're running around and playing at the park and then going to the splash pad, it's just not worth it. So usually we'll just go in the evenings and we'll go to the splash pad and whatnot, and that's been working. But I was just like, you know what? We got some money back for a tax return, and why not, right? So we don't go on vacation, we don't go on trips. The cost of the pool would probably cost less than the cost of 6 of us going on a trip, right? So that is what we are doing, or the decision we have come to. I'm trying to it's really hard to get ready with all these bright lights. You'd think it would be easier, but it's kind of throwing me a little bit. So I'm just contouring. Probably gonna go upstairs and look in the mirror later and be like, what in the world did you do? I am using, and I bought this purely for the packaging because it's so pretty. It's the Makeup Revolution Renaissance Glow, and it's this little pretty palette here, and I bought it just because it looks pretty. And it just has this bronzing powder and this highlighter, and this, it's a beautiful, really subtle contour, especially for this time of year when my face hasn't seen a lot of sun. I'm not super pale by any means, but this one works for me really nice right now. And this is a beautiful highlighter. I thought it was really subtle, and so I kind of layered it on the one day, and I'm like, whoa, a little bit too much. So yeah, I've been using this as a contour lately, and I really, really like it. So contour the lip. I remember I have been contouring since before contouring was popular. I remember wow. I remember contouring. I still have it in my collection, just nostalgia reasons. I haven't gotten rid of it. But I have this Merle Norman blush, and it's like this brown color, and I remember I used to use it to contour all the time, like years and years ago, because I had figured out, I had just kind of discovered it the one time when I was doing my makeup, that if I kind of got it in the hollows of my cheeks, I'm like, oh, it really defined those. And so I always kind of did it, and then I would do my nose sometimes, and that's how that happened. And then it became popular and everyone was doing it. I'm like, hey, I was on to something. That's cool. Bronzer and blush. I'm just using the In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2. This palette here. I'm going to take the Bahama Mama and just kind of bronze my face up a little bit. Whoa! I haven't used this bronzer yet. I'm going to have to blend that out. Went in a little heavy with that one. So yeah, the place that we're going to look at the pool is about a 45-minute drive from here. So, and we have to be at the school for 1:15, I think. My dad's coming to watch our little guy so that my husband and I can go to the school. So that's really nice of him. And so we'll go to the pool place. We'll probably grab something quick for lunch and then come home. And yeah, the kids go to, what's it called? It's called Kids Club. They go every Thursday night. It's like a It's at a local church and everything here, and it's their end of the year thing tonight, so they're looking forward to that. Oh, and the girls got to go to the dentist. Fun, fun, fun. So now I think I'm going to go with Down Boy just because it kind of matches my shirt a little bit. Put that on. I woke up today with, and actually the last few days, with such a, I wouldn't say a bad headache. It's bad in the fact that it doesn't want to go away, but it's not like a debilitating one where I can't move and can't get anything done. It's just one of those ones where I'm like, ugh, go away. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with my pillow. I'm not sure if my pillow got switched the last time we washed the sheets or anything, but oh my goodness. Just anyone else out there like have issues, pillow issues, like you need to use your pillow. Like if you go away anywhere, you have to use your pillow. And, yeah, I do. I always regret it. Not that we go away a lot. I think the last time we stayed in a hotel was when my cousin got married, like, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And that was the last time we stayed in a hotel. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals. This thing everyone hates. I actually really like it. The Matte and Glow. I'm not even sure what's it. Translucent Powder Duo. I'm going to use the glowy side here. I like to contour, or not contour, I like to highlight the bridge of my nose and just under here a little bit, but I don't like using like a regular highlighter for it. I find it's too in your face. I don't like it on me to do a super bright highlight in that spot there. So I really like the glowy side, this side here, for doing that. It's very subtle, and it's also really nice for like bridal makeup and everything, because as much as a bride might want like a bang in your face look, in a few years when super strong highlights, or even 10 years from now, if that's not the norm or popular, people will be like, what's that streak on your face? Or why does your face look wet? And it might be uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, but you know, do you want to look back at your pictures and be like, why did I do that? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I know a lot of brides, they prefer to have a classic look, right? So that's kind of nice for that classic look. It'll give you the healthy glow when you put it on your cheeks as well, but it's not going to be something that when you look back at your pictures is like, wow, that was over the top. I'm going to go back and use the actual glow side here on just the tops of my cheeks, and I'm going to try and keep it away from my eyes. I am hoping that my eyes stop watering once I turn the bright lights off. So yeah, that's something else we'll probably do today. Maybe it's this evening when the kids are at their kids club. We'll go and get me a new pillow, because it's like sleeping on a rock lately. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it got switched and I got my husband's pillow. I mean, I don't buy expensive pillows or anything. I just go to Walmart and buy like the $5 special. Usually it's a 2-pack or whatever. But yeah, for like the last few days I've been waking up with one, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because that's not normal for me. And it's like right around the back of my head where my head would lay on the pillow. So that is what we were doing. Oh, we got a shutter. There, we're done with that powder and this powder. Did I mention I like to powder? I wasn't lying. No, I wasn't. Okay, now the last face powder I'm going to go in with. I like to go in with this powder lately. It is the NYX No Filter, or hashtag No Filter finishing powder. I just like to lightly go over my face with this, and it just kind of gives more of a softer look, and it takes away any of the last bit of tackiness. This one also has a little bit of pigment to it. It is the shade Light Beige, and I just lightly put that all over. Oh my goodness. I probably lied about the powder being done too, because my eyes are watering really bad. I'm probably going to have to go back and fix my concealer afterwards and repowder it. That new sound would be the hot water tank, which is right beside me. Maybe that means someone's making coffee. That would be awesome if my husband was making coffee. Oh, but maybe not because we're going out for breakfast. But I could go for coffee now and then. Like, yeah, I could go for coffee. There's no rule against having it now and then in another hour or two, right? That works. Okay, moving on to my eyes. I'm going to use the I Heart Stage eyeshadow base. This is by Essence. I keep repurchasing this. I love it. It's fantastic. It's great. I really, really like this. I've been trying, I got a sample of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. That's what it's called. And I'm going to actually put them to the test, like do a battle of the eye primers for a video. Because I think they're very similar in their consistency and even the shade and everything of it. So I'm going to see which one's better because you know what? That one's only a few bucks and the primer potion's over 20 bucks. So, hey, if we can save some money and get the same, and get it to work the same, then why not, right? That's one thing I like about Sephora is when you can get like really good 100-point perks or really good samples. I always pick them up because if I can save money, even like sometimes, especially lipsticks, like I have this one, it's a Kat Von D one that I'm going to be using today, and I got it again as either a 100-point perk or a sample, I can't remember. But I don't usually buy high-end lipsticks because I get samples and why not? Like use those up, and then I have a bunch of drugstore ones that work really well. So that's what I do. I don't usually buy high-end lipsticks. I just get the samples and enjoy them, and then by the time they're done, not that I've ever used one up because they usually go bad first. I'm rambling. Anyway, Leia, do your makeup. I enjoy the samples, especially for stuff like that you get a lot of use out of. It's not like a hair care or skincare product where you use it once or twice and it's gone. It's something that you could probably use till you're sick of, and by the time it's gone, you're ready to move on to a new color or something, right? So I'm going to be using the It Brow Power by It Cosmetics. I like the shade of this Universal Taupe. I got this in BoxyCharm and I like it. But it's a little hard for me. Like, I always find, I don't see any today, but they might have fallen off. I always have a couple brow hairs that get pulled out by using this, and maybe I'm just too aggressive. Maybe it's not dark enough and that's why I'm pressing too hard. I don't know. But I have it. I enjoy it. I'm using it up. I don't think I would repurchase it though. I have other ones. Actually, I have an Essence one that I really like. And it's a little bit creamier. I don't want something super creamy, but something not quite as hard as this would be nice because, yeah, I need all the brow hairs I can get because, especially on this side. And we deliver papers kind of as a family. I signed us up for it. We don't get a lot. It's about 15 cents a paper and there's 100 and something, 150 papers or so. So we have them all sitting on our front porch right now. So those have to get done today before 9 o'clock. So that's another not so exciting thing to do, but it doesn't take long. I usually put all the papers together and then my husband and my daughter will drive around and deliver them. At first I was like, oh, my daughter, my 9-year-old, she can, she can deliver them all. That's not a big deal. That would be fun for her. And then I'm like, wow, that's a lot of houses. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want her, I don't know. I'm nervous about her being out on her own. Even if she's going to a friend's house and stuff, I prefer her to ride her bike. If she can, if it's winter time, she can because it's usually covered in snow. But yeah, if she's going to a friend's house and everything, usually we even drive her. Just peace of mind, right? Because you never know. It only takes a second. And even if I say, have your friends text me when you get there, it doesn't mean that between here and there something might not happen. Maybe I'm over paranoid, I don't know. But for her to be out for hours on end delivering papers and just, yeah, it scares me. It makes me nervous. It's a different world that we live in now than definitely when I was a little girl. Because I remember when I delivered papers when I was little. It didn't last super long because the route that I had wasn't near my house. I had to walk like 20 minutes or so. And I mean, I was only like 9 or 10. So walking to like the other end of the area to deliver all these papers, and it took me a long time because I had to walk all the way out there with the papers. I had to deliver them all and then walk all the way home. And my parents weren't nervous about anything happening at all. Like, yeah, go, see you later, have fun. If you have a problem, knock on someone's door. Does anyone remember block parents? Are they still out there? I know they had them here in Canada. They, it was a thing, and it was like a white sign with a red middle with like, stick people or whatever holding a parent holding a child's hand kind of picture, and people that were block parents would put it in their windows, and it was basically kids that saw that in the window knew that it was a safe home, that if there was a problem they could go to that house and knock on the door, and the people there had been like police screened and checked, I hope, I'm not sure, but it was safe for us to go to their house and knock on the door if there was a problem, you know, if we needed them to call our parents, or if we were hurt or we were lost, or, you know, if someone was following us and we were concerned about that or anything like that. And I mean, there's quite a few in the neighborhoods, at least in the ones that I grew up in, and you could go to these homes and, you know, you'd be safe. So are they still out there? I haven't seen or heard about block parents in a long, long time. I mean, that would be really hard to monitor, I would imagine, nowadays, but maybe they didn't monitor it so well then and that's why it was easier. I don't know. But yeah, we don't have anything like that in our neighborhood now. That's for sure. At least I haven't seen anything. So if you know of it, or you're a block parent, or you see those, let me know, because I'd be curious to know if those still exist. Because yeah, that was something I remember when I was a little kid. Lots of parents did that. I don't know if any that I knew did it, but you'd always see it in the windows. I never went to it. I remember there was one house. Oh my goodness. This is a funny story. I'm not sure why, but okay. Well, there was this one house that we used to have to walk by to go to school. It was this big white house, and there was like this big black cauldron in the backyard of this house. Like, seriously, like a big cauldron. And all of us kids were like, oh, witch lives there. And so we'd always you never went on the property. You always stayed on the sidewalk and all that kind of stuff. And everyone was terrified of this house and this woman that lived there because of this big cauldron there, because she was a witch. And so, oh, this is the NYX Control Freak Brow Mascara. Anyway, so there's this house, and it was the witch's house, and it was this big white house and everything. And this one day, my brother, for whatever reason, he's a year and a bit younger than me, so he was bringing to school this plastic grocery bag, and it was full of records, like kids records, like, you know, 45s or whatever they're called. No, the big ones. The full length records. And there was a bunch of kids ones that we had, and for whatever reason, I don't know, he had like a whole pile of them in this bag. And I think he got scared. He was walking by the witch's house and he got scared or something, and he ran off and he left the bag in the hedge at the witch's house. And so, of course, it had a bunch of my stuff in it, and I was mad. I'm like, what'd you do with it? And he's like, oh, like, we got to school, and he's like, I got scared, and I left it, and I'm like, come on, like, why would you do that? So, of course, I get sent to be the big sister and go and pick it up. And I was terrified. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to be using these Delium Tools brushes. I just got this eye brush set the other day. They are beautiful. They are the Golden Triangle. They're just, oh, they're so pretty. They're so soft. They're synthetic, which, stopping my witch story for a second, I need synthetic brushes. I find if I use natural hair brushes, my eyes get really itchy and I kind of react to them a little bit. So I try and stay away from natural hair brushes and just get synthetic. And these, I've heard so many good things about this. Puffin's wife here on YouTube raves about these brushes, and she likes really high-end stuff. So the fact that she is recommending something affordable like this is amazing. And they are super soft and they're synthetic. So I have been using them for the last couple days and I really like them. So and then I'm going in with, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade Palette and this Walking on Eggshells Wet n Wild palette. No, I think they reformulated it. This is just the old one. I'm not interested in buying the new one, even if it works just as well. Anyway, so the witch's house. So I, of course, I'm like, okay, well, I'll go. So I'm terrified, and I go up to this lady's house, and I knock on the door, and I'm just like, hi, my brother left a bag in your bushes, and it isn't there right anymore. Have you seen it? And she was really kind. She was a really nice lady, and she's like, no, I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay. So, I mean, it was gone. Chances are someone saw it and picked it up or thought it was garbage, or another kid took it on. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what happened to it? I don't know. But I braved it. I went to the witch's house. I just like to say, yeah, I did it. I was a kid that was brave enough to knock on her door. Being an adult now and having driven past the house, the lady kept bees. Like, if you would have looked, she had like the big bee things there and everything too. Like the big wooden stack things. And so I'm pretty sure she had this big cauldron there. Maybe she was making honey, or I don't know. Maybe she was a witch. I don't know. I'm going to go with the fact that I think she was a beekeeper, because if you looked closely at the rest of her property, there was bees. So yeah, that was my funny story growing up. I braved the witch's house, who ended up being just like a beekeeper. That's okay. Do you guys have any funny stories like that growing up? You know, where you guys, everyone thought something and it was completely irrational, but it was rational to all you and your friends. Like, it wasn't just me and my brother that thought this was a witch's house. It was like every kid that went to the school that passed it that had to walk that way. It's really like this walking on eggshells thing. I know Wet n Wild reformulated their stuff, and I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say it's great. Actually, most people say it's great. But I've heard a few people say, like, yeah, don't mess with it. It wasn't that great. The new stuff isn't that great. They prefer the old stuff. I can see how it's better because they added in like matte shades and everything to, well, even if they haven't, like, there's no matte shade in this little trio or the comfort zone, I can see adding in, but I don't know why you would mess with the formula. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, I'm all for change, but sometimes stuff just... The Essence Gel Waterproof eye pencil. I really like these. They're nice and creamy. Don't do what I did. I didn't realize that you twist the bottom to get it up, and I started to sharpen it, and now I have to like really make sure that it's up a lot, otherwise it really pokes my eye now. These ones don't need to be sharpened, so that's done. Now I found, actually before I do that, I'm just going to de-powder my face a bit. This is the MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime. This is the coconut scent. I love it. It's fantastic. I don't use it as a setting spray. I just kind of, it does something magical. Everyone says this, and I never believed it till I tried it. It does something magical to the powder on your face. It just makes it all kind of blend and melt into your face, and it just makes the powder look nice. Speak words, Leia. Speak English. There we go. Another thing that I have that I tried out yesterday, and I really liked this. It is the Waterproof Total Temptation by Maybelline. This stuff is really nice. It held up really well. It wore, like, it looked really nice on the lashes, and it didn't smudge or flake or anything like that. By the end of the day, my eyes looked great. I really, really like this. The only thing it is a super dry formula, which I don't have problem with, as long as I don't have to buy a new one like every 2 weeks kind of thing. I hope it would last me, you know, so I can finish it at least, or maybe even like 6 weeks. That would be nice. But so far I am really liking it, because I'm trying to find like the perfect holy grail. I hate that word, but that is what I'm going to use today. Mascara. My concealer is not liking me today. I always have to layer my mascaras with like a regular one that I like, and then top it with a waterproof one. But even when I top it, sometimes I don't get it all, and then I end up with like mascara running down my face anyway, and it's a pain in the butt. And I don't want to layer mascaras if I don't have to. Like, it's too stressful to worry about, oh, my eyes are tearing up. Is my mascara running down my face now? I don't want to have to worry about that. So if I can just use like one mascara, like most people would, that would be awesome. So yeah, I tried this yesterday and I really liked how it looked and how it wore, and so we will see how the formula changes, because it's very, like I said, it's very dry, so I'm just concerned that it's not going to be usable for that long. And I've tried, it's funny because I tried the regular version. I was holding out to buy the waterproof and I couldn't find it in stores, so I ended up getting the regular one. I'm like, oh, we'll just give this a try, and it was okay. It's sitting there. I used it a couple times. It wasn't anything that I was like, oh, I love this and I'm gonna keep using it. And so it's just sitting there. And then I was on Amazon the other day looking for something, because Amazon Prime is awesome. So I was looking for something, and then this popped up, and I'm like, what? You can get that? Because it's not available in any store that I've been in. So I got it, and it wasn't like super pricey. It was like $10 or something, which isn't bad. And yeah, so I got it, and I'm just like, oh, it works so good. It gives me the volume and the length, and it doesn't make my lashes look spidery, and it didn't flake or anything. So yeah, my main concern with this now would be just how long the actual product will last before it starts getting flaky and crumbly and gross, because it is so dry. There's something hanging. One coat in with this Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick in Double Dare. And like I said, I got this as like a 100-point perk or a sample. I'm not sure, I can't remember what. I love a good matte lipstick. I'm glad the liquid lipstick thing is kind of, you know, it's had its day. It's not as popular anymore. If you loved it, that's great. You can keep using it, but we're going to bring other formulas back into the mix. I'm excited about that, because I always had a hard time. I didn't mind the actual formula once it was on, but I always had a hard time with liquid lipsticks, getting them on and making them, you know, not be a big mess and drying before I had a chance to fix them. There's something about a traditional bullet lipstick that's just so much easier for me. Okay, everyone, that helped my head a bit too. I am done my makeup for the day. I'm going to head upstairs and get my kids all ready for school, make some lunches, make some breakfast. Maybe there's coffee up there for me. I'm going to hopefully have a wonderful day, and I hope you do too. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Bye-bye.